Guys, this is Kendra with Twist TV, and I'm back with another video. I had to do this video because I saw this come up on my feed and I had to respond. So this video is getting into something that happened, I don't know, a couple of weeks back, I believe, where this Asian woman was saying how black people were her biggest, Asians were saying how black people were their biggest threat due to affirmative action, especially when it came to these Ivy League schools and getting into them. Right? Hold on. So they wanted, these Asians got together with white supremacists to cut affirmative action, not understanding that affirmative action worked more for white women than it did black people overall. Affirmative action never paved the way for any black person. It worked mainly for white women. So they went and they cut affirmative action, and here's the aftermath of those Asians getting together with white supremacists to cut affirmative action. What happened to your Ivy League get-in?
Anti-black continue.
Let's go. Now they upset. You cut your nose to spite your face.
So that he can stifle
Hold on. Let's go let it
in. And the Asian kid.
They pay. The damage has been
Sorry, y'all.
Well, what do you know? Surprise, surprise. We tried to tell them. Black people tried to tell them. Black people tried to tell a small group of Asians that included Yetin Chu and the Asian kid from Canada that working with white supremacist Ed Bloom will not give you better chances in getting into these elite colleges like Harvard and Yale.
And Princeton.
A group of people of color worked with a white supremacist who's been working for decades to gut affirmative action and gut voting rights so that he can stifle the growth of black people in this country. And black people tried to tell Asians like Miss Yetin Chu that black people wasn't the biggest group who benefited from affirmative action.
Thank you.
That it was white women.
Right.
But no, they didn't want to listen to us.
Right.
They didn't want to listen to us when we said that white supremacists have made black people the face of certain benefits in this country.
And that's what they get for being so racist. That's what Asians get. Because you so busy bandwagon white supremacy, trying to be the next best white man / black cultured, that it don't even make no sense. And you turn around and bandwagon them with white supremacy, cutting your nose to spite your face, and look what happened to you.
When we aren't the biggest recipients of these benefits. Affirmative action, welfare,
Section 8.
We aren't the biggest benefits of these actions.
Now you
but
know.
This small group of Asians, who I believe were anti-black, are anti-black,
right,
continue to press forward to work with this white supremacist to stifle and push down black people so that they can elevate and have better chances in getting into these elite colleges and universities.
Right.
Black people tried to tell this small group of Asians that Ed Bloom, a white supremacist, is using you as pawns.
But ain't it always like that? Look at the Native American Mongol group. Look at them. These Siberians who they use and put in Indian training schools to help them take the land from the black aboriginals of America. Asians have always, Mongols have always been weaponized because they're good lab dogs. They eat up and do anything white people say. White Asian folk, no, they do not care. As long as a white man say it, they do it. And it's always been like that. They've been always good at licking up anything white people say, never doing no research on their own, never ever educating themselves on other races, and only educate themselves in white superiority. And that is it.
His agenda completed.
Right.
Black people tried to tell this small group of Asians that it's not black people here in the United States that you are competing with.
Right.
You're competing with legacy students. You're competing with athletes. You are competing with
people that make the
black students all across the diaspora.
Right.
And so now that we are in the first application season since the overturning of affirmative action,
right, black people are getting
Asian students are stressed out. They're freaking out because they are now realizing that race will still be a factor when they submit their applications.
Right.
Why? Because there's no hiding your name, Asian students. And now that you are realizing that, you are also realizing that racist white people who work in these positions, in these offices that hold your future in their hands,
don't like you either.
They will continue to be racist towards you. Yeah, we tried to tell Asians like Miss Chu.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem. And that is the problem. Because we black people are Asian people, bottom line. We buy your products. We buy anything you make. You culture appropriate us and don't even respect us. You want to be a part of white supremacy so bad, you cut your nose to spite your face, and now you complaining. Don't you dare come saying nothing to us. We told you that they didn't like you either. You didn't get the memo? You didn't get the memo? Because when they cut affirmative action, what they're going to do now is they're going to try to make white kids, women, and men only be the ones in Ivy League schools. God, you guys are simple. So easily led by the nose because your desire to be better than somebody outweighed your humanity and came back and bit you in your ass.
That Ed Bloom was using them as pawns.
Always.
And she got indignant and went over on her Twitter account.
All he did was what they wanted. You can't even get mad at him. It shouldn't have been that easy. Your desire to be better than another race should have never outweighed your humanity to the point where you didn't even know where you were cutting your own nose. You didn't know that if you cut affirmative action, that would mean your ass too. They still look at race because they want their race to be successful and succeed. Oh my gosh. Go ahead. Thought you had a friend. Thought you had a friend.
Is demeaning and belittles our fight for our civil rights in America.
You're a boo pie. Calling us
what Miss Chu fails to realize is that when you
just showed
as a member...
This just showed you how you were being used. So you could get mad at the word porn all you want. This showed you how you were being used. You cut your nose to spite your face, so shut up.
You know they ain't gonna be mad at
a minority
of course not.
Goes after a benefit, a right that they believe affects another minority group only, and you work to get that benefit removed so that you can benefit. Because you can't tell me Miss Chu doesn't think that the only reason black people get into Yale and Harvard is because of affirmative action. And Asians like Miss Chu said we need to get rid of affirmative action because black people shouldn't be in Harvard and Yale because we are more smart, we are more deserving. So we're going to work to knock out this minority group so that we can benefit. And now, all of these kids who are getting ready for college are now realizing that, racist white people will continue to be racist white people. And now, there's no quota that they have to meet. So what are they doing? They are meeting with
So what white people are doing, right? Because she's going to talk about Asians, what they are doing. White people are going to now, because there is no quota to fill, they're going to fill it. They're going to fill all those colleges with white kids who don't have any type of intellect. They don't have to have any high GPA, and they're going to educate them in the same crap they've been educating. And now what? And it's going to be, you're iced out. And remember, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. Now you Asian folk don't get to be a part of the who you know.
academic consultants and paying tens of thousands of dollars to start preparing their children in junior high school.
And I like that.
They are paying thousands of dollars to go to seminars so these coaches can tell them and guide them on how best to get into these elite colleges. They are taking 10 to 20.
Now I'm gonna pause this to say this. Black folk, we got HSBCUs. Build up our HSBCUs. Reteach the stuff that we need to go and teach our kids the real history of America and the real kings and queens of Europe and Spain and Portugal who are black. This is black people's time to fix up our colleges, because we already got our colleges. We need to now get the truth of history into our colleges and into our schools. Forget Yale, Princeton, and Harvard. Don't nobody give a fuck about that stuff. We got the access to the same books, the same information, the same everything. And here's the difference between us and them. We have the truth on our side. Baby, this is when you build up. We need to build ourselves up.
Advanced placement courses, hoping that it'll boost them so that they can get into these elite colleges.
Allegedly, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what they're doing. And they are doing all of this in the hopes of battling the extreme discrimination that they know that they will now face. They can't hide behind the race. Their name on the application will tell the racist white person that's evaluating their application everything they need to know about that student. And now the light bulb has gone off. This is what you call cutting off your nose to spite your face. And in other news, water is wet.
I love her. I love her. Thank you. And the only thing I can say to you is this is what you get. Because white supremacy never benefited Asians, no way. That's why I never understood why Asians would ever be a part of white supremacy. Black people are the reason for why Asians are wealthy. It is us who buy your wigs and your weaves and your food and your, whatever. It is us who go to your nail salon, get nail art. We were your bottom line. We bought so much from the Asian market. It didn't. You even copy our way of speech, acting, dancing, even from our hair texture. You go out of the popular culture in which Asians do. It's black people, poor black culture. That's how you got your K-pop and all of your idols that y'all culture appropriate and do what black folk do, and then would turn around and think that we are second-class citizens while simultaneously copying us and discriminating against us. You cut your nose to spite your face. So anyway, this is Kendra with Truist TV. Like, share, and subscribe. Y'all may want to rethink y'all white supremacy. Stay up, stay blessed, put God first above all else. Peace out. Bye.